All right, welcome back to this one too, and then we are going to look at the rest of the tools. Right, we've looked up to the gradient tool, right, and we have few ones here, right, to work on. And then in the previous lessons, I said that if you are not getting all these tools, right, you go into your workspace, right. These are workspaces. Sometimes you see the name there, sometimes you won't see the name, you will see only this. You click here. Yours will be at essentials. You go with the essentials classic so that you have access to all these tools, right? And so if anything, you leave it in the comment section, you look at it and then take the actions to that, right? So right, the next tool we have the eyedropper tool, right? The eyedropper tool. Now the eyedropper tool is used for sampling colors, right? It's used for sampling colors in here. So once I click on it, see the properties, have some properties in here. I see fill and then the stroke, right? So right, I'm not going with that. Let me first go with this shape here. Okay, let me go with another shape here. Okay, or one more here. So with this shape here, right, with this shape selected, I'm going to give it the gradient fill, right? I come to select this one here, and then this, I'll give it a different color, right? So I have here. So if looking at this one here, right, if I should go for the eyedropper and then click here, now, okay, I was having this selected. That's not what I wanted to demonstrate. So let me deselect everything. So I have nothing selected. I click outside and then nothing is selected. I go for my eyedropper tool. I click here and then I will see that in here, I have the fill to be the gradient. If I click here, it changes here as well. And then if I click here, it changes. So if I do this, maybe I click this one and I have it here. The next shape that I will draw is going to have this color. So I go for my rectangle. If I draw, it gets this color. Right. Okay, let me go with the eyedropper again. Come to select this. I go here to draw a shape, and then once I draw the shape, it picks this color. The other way to use the grid the eyedropper tool also is once I have this selected, if I come in here for my eyedropper, I click on this, it picks the color, that is the gradient. If it's a shape, or so if it's an object created with Illustrator here, and then it starts a gradient, it will pick the gradient and then apply to the selected one. If I go with here, I click here also, it applies to this. One thing also is you can bring in an image from outside and then you sample your colors from that. So I'll try and then get in an image. Okay. So yes, let me drop this image right here. So I have this image here, right? And I can sample colors from this image. If I go with my eyedropper, once I pick here, right, the color comes in here. Select this, the color comes in here. So any color that I select comes in here. Now, let me go have this shape selected, right? And then this shape has this color, so that's what I'm seeing. I go with the eyedropper tool, and then I can pick a color from here. Right? You see, there are a variety of colors in here, but why is it that it's not picking all those colors, but it's picking only one? Yes, that's because this shape here or this thing wasn't created in Illustrator, it was imported outside, so it's not picking that. But if I go with this shape, then it will apply the gradient because it was created in Illustrator and then the gradient was applied in Illustrator. Right? But if it's an object, a bitmap object is imported, right? Wherever you click, the color there, that's what will be sampled. Right? Okay. Right. So yes, this is the use of the eyedropper tool. Right. This what it does, very simple. Next to it, we have I click on it and then you see the measure tool. The measure tool, as the name goes, right, it's used for taking measurement. Right? Is used for taking measurement. So I'll come in here to select this. Then if I want to take any measurements, I can just click here and then drag down here. And once I do that, I can see here the info panel. Right? It gives me the info panel, this information, right? The info panel. So it gives us the position, right? The X and then the Y, that's the position of what the line that I drew, and then it gives us the width and then the height. So the width right, is that's 0.0213 inches, and then the height, that is the height that I took from top here to down here, is 7.8723. Right, so I can just take another one holding on shift key so that it goes straight here. So once I do this, yes, the width 0, and then the height that I took. If I should go horizontally here, then it's going to give me the width, right, and then no height, because once you go horizontally, that is the width, and then once it goes vertically, that's for height. So that's what the measure tool does. That's for taking measurements, right? For taking measurements. So I can use that to get the measurement of this. So I can go with here to down here. Okay, now I have it 4.0975 inches. Can go from here also to this side. And then I have the width like 0.8511 inches, right? So yes, that's the measure tool, right? The measure tool. Okay, so we have the eyedropper tool, and then under it, you have the measure tool. Okay. Right. The next tool, right? The next tool is the blend tool. Blend tool. So the blend tool is used for blending shapes, but blending the shapes also where there are colors applied, it will blend the colors for you. So let me undo this. Okay, let me have this. Holding on shape, yes, I get a perfect square here. Let me the next one. Let me go in here. I'll go with a polygon. I draw this polygon here. Okay, so the polygon, I'll change the color of this polygon here. Okay. And then this also, let me reduce the size a little bit and the color. Okay, all right, so I give a color. Okay. So the blend tool is used to blend it, to create a blend of these shapes in here, right? Yes, and works with two shapes. So once I have the blend tool, come in here. Okay, let me click. Okay, so once I move it here, I can see an asterisk in there. So once I move it, I see an asterisk in there. No, so I'll just go with this one here. Yes, I see a plus sign, then that means I can click to create my blend. So once I have this, it's blending the two objects and then also blending the colors as well. Right. So with this, right, that's my blend. Right, that's my blend. Okay, and then for me to be able to work on the shapes, right? See, there are two shapes making these blends in here. And then the blend, it's blending shapes using a certain number. So once you see, you can see these ones in here, right? And see them in here. And then for us to know the number also, we have to go to our object menu and then the blend, then we get that. We will look at that one. If I want to select individual objects like these ones here, let me first click outside. I'll go with the direct selection tool, and then I can come in here, click to select this. Okay, then come for my selection tool. Now I can change the color of that, and you see the blend also changes. I can go with my direct selection tool once again, come to select this one here, and then I can change the color of that one as well. Right. Okay. And change it to any color that I prefer, and then I can also rotate it, right? And then rotating it, you see what's happening in there. I can also choose to increase the size or decrease the size. Right. So I have the blend, right? Okay, I have it. Now for me to know get all information about my blend, I can go with my objects menu here. I go with blend, yes, and then blend options, right? Blend options. So if I have this here, let me go with the specified steps, and then yes, the specified steps, you can see I have 252. So I have 252 shapes here making these two blends. I can decrease them to 10. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. And then I have this here. I mean, to okay. Let me go there again to objects, right? Then blend, okay. Blend options, and then there's this specified steps. I'm going to increase this to 150. Right? Okay, so I have this. So I can also go there to object again, and then increase it to any number that I want. So I'll go to blend options, right? And then let me make it 300. Okay. One nice thing about the blend also is you can align it to a shape that you prefer, right? A shape that you want, or let's say an outline or a stroke or a path that you want. So let me go in for my pen tool. Right? As a pen tool, I'll go for this here. Right? Come here. Okay, come in for this side here. Okay, then come into this side. This, okay. Let me curve this one here. Then I want to end it, so I'll just press on my escape key. Here, I don't need the fill color, so I'll swap it with the outline color so that I have this as an outline. Okay, right. Okay, okay. I'll go with my direct selection tool. Yes. Okay. I have it this way. Okay, what I want to do. Okay, let me go with the curvature tool, and then I curve this side also. Yes, so this is what I want. Yes, hit on escape. Then I have this. So with this, yes, I have this, and then I have this one also. So I want to align my blend to this part. Right? I want to align my blend to this part. Let me go with my direct selection tool. Come to select this here. I'll reduce the size. So I'll go with this, and then hold on my shift and also that I reduce the size proportionally. So having this here, I'll highlight the tool. So click and drag, and then once it touches any of them, it will be selected, or they will be selected. So I do this, and then I have the tool selected. Next is I'll go to my objects, okay, my objects menu, then to my blend option here. So my blend, what I have to do, we have make here. That means that is to make a blend. We have the blend already, right? You can release the blend, right? You can go with the blend option since you've gone there, that you can expand it. But what I want us to look at is the replace spine, right? Replace spine. So I'll go with this and I'll go to replace spine. So once I replace the spine, I say everything aligns to the new path that I created, right? The new path that I created. So you can use this to come out with a lot, right? Come out with a lot of maybe some nice designs also, right? So that is it. I can still go with this here, select this, right? Come in here. Let me rotate this here. Okay. So rotating, you see what it's giving me here, right? And with here. You can as well go ahead and then change the color to any color that you prefer, right? Yes. And then also can go with this one here, right? Yes. And then I can choose to rotate that one as well, or even resize this and make it smaller or bigger, right? Okay, right. And then with that also you can work on the color, change the color. Right. So yes, this is blend, right? Is a blend tool, right? So that's what you can use the blend tool for, right? With the blend, yes, as with the upcoming tutorials or the lessons, right? We're looking at a lot of options about the blend, right? So this is just about the tool, right? About the tool. So let me move this here. Then I'll move on to the next tool. We have the symbol sprayer tool, right? The symbol sprayer tool. You can see this small arrow here. That means there are tools also underneath. So once I right click here, I can see all these tools here. We have the symbol sprayer tool, the symbol shifter tool, the symbol scruncher tool, the symbol sizer tool, the symbol spinner, the stainer, the screener, and then the styler tools, right? So first of all, I'll go with the symbol sprayer tool. And if I go with the symbol sprayer tool, I here if I should click, nothing will happen. Right, so just let me click and see what happens. I click and see, please select a symbol from the symbols panel first. Right, so I have no symbol selected, so I can't work with this. So for me to have or select a symbol, I'll come in here to my panels. This here is my symbol panel, so I click it here. I can see my symbols in here. If you're not seeing this here, you can't find this panel here, just go to your window and then search for symbol. Right, symbol. Okay, let me scroll down. Yes, symbol, and then you make sure you click on it to check it. Right, so once you have the check mark, that means you have it in your panels here. So here, yes, I have in here. I'll go with this symbol to select it, the symbol. And now with my symbol sprayer tool, I can click and drag to spray the symbols. Right. So these are symbols. And then also with symbols, you can create your own symbols. Right? You can create your own symbols. And that one also in further lessons, you are going to look at those ones. So yes, this is the symbol sprayer tool just for spraying symbols. You go under it, right? You have the symbol shifter tool. Symbol shifter tool. So this tool is used for shifting symbols. So I can use that, right, to shift the symbols here, right? So I can use this to space them out, right? So this is a symbol shifter tool for shifting symbols. Right. So with that I can, or I am able to shift my symbols right here. Right. Okay. Next is I have the symbols cruncher tool, right? The symbols cruncher tool. So this also brings everything together, right? So see how it pulls the symbols together, right? This pulls the symbols together. That's the symbol scruncher tool, right? So the more you click and drag, the more it pulls the symbols together. Next, I have the symbol sizer tool, right? Symbol sizer tool. So this in here, I can use this to size the symbols, right? I can use this to size the symbol. So I can click and then it sizes the symbols, click and hold, right? Click once, right? You can click and hold and exercise the symbols. This is making it bigger. If you want to make it smaller, then you hold on your Alt key, you click and hold, and then yes, it will size it smaller, right? So it does this, holding on Alt, click and hold, and then it sizes it smaller. If you want to make it bigger, just click and hold without holding on any key to do it. That makes it bigger. And then if you want to make it smaller, you just have to click and then you hold on your Alt key, right? So holding on the Alt key, then you click and hold to make it smaller. So that's a symbol sizer tool for sizing your symbols in here. The next tool here, you have the symbol spinner tool. Symbol spinner tool. So this is for spinning your symbols or rotating your symbols. Right, so with the symbol spinner tool, once I click and then you can see the rotation, and you can see there are some tiny arrows in there, right? That's showing where or how we are rotating, is how the rotation is going, the direction it's being at which it's being rotated. Right. So yes, that's the symbol spinner tool for spinning or for rotating your symbols here. Next year, I do have the symbol stainer tool. The symbol stainer tool. This is used for staining your symbol. So this, it uses color. Right? It uses color. So with that, I'll come in here, okay, the fill, and then I'll give a color here. Okay, so I'll select this as a color. So once I click here, I come to click here, it stains it with that color here. I can come in here, change the color, and then as I do it, it stains it with that color. So that's the symbol stainer tool, right? That's the symbol stainer tool. So I come to click on this and then I stain it. So that's the symbol stainer tool in there. Right? So we can play around that one as well. Next is we have the symbol screener tool. The symbol screener tool applies some transparency to your symbols here. Right? So if I click here, it applies some transparency in here. If I come to click here, yes, it will apply that transparency in here, right? So that is the symbol screener tool, right? Symbol screener tool, right? So I click on this and then it applies that level of transparency to this, makes it transparent. So the more you click, the more you make it transparent, or the more you hide that. Right? Okay. So right, okay. Right. So my symbol screener tool. The next here I have the symbol styler tool. The symbol styler tool. Now the symbol styler tool also, before you be able to apply the symbol styler tool, also you have to go into your styles panel and then make sure you get a style from there before you'll be able to apply a style to it, or use the symbol styler tool. Either than that, if I click, it tells me please select a symbol, please select a style from the graphic styles panel first. So click on OK. I come down, okay, I have it here, okay. If I don't have it here, I'll go with the window menu, right? And then I'll come in here, search for my style in here. Right. So is that okay? Yes, that is it. The graphic styles, right? The graphic styles, and the shortcut is Shift F5. So I click on this here, yes, and then I have the graphic styles right here. So yes, that is it. So I can select a style from here. So I can select this, come to click on this, and then it will apply that graphic style to it. I can select this one here, come to click on this, and then it will apply the graphic style to it, or go for this one in here, and then apply it, and it will apply that graphic style to it. So it all depends on what you want, right, as a designer, right? Yeah. So that's it for the symbol tools, right? The symbols tools, that's the sprayer, the shifter, scruncher, sizer, spinner, stainer, screener, and then the styler, right? And then they all go with S. Wow, that's nice. All right. So yes, SST, they are SST. Oh, that's cool. Right, so let's write about that and then move on to the next one. Here we have the column graph tool, right? And then we can see the small arrow here. So once we right click, we can see the other graph options or the other graph tools in here. Right, so we have the column graph tool, the stacked column graph tool, which is stacked on each other, right? And then you have the bar graph tool, the stacked bar graph tool. So with this, once here, this goes vertical, and then these ones go horizontal. They basically do the same thing, just that the direction that changes. This is horizontal, vertical, sorry, and then these two are horizontal. You have the line graph tool, right? You have the area graph tool, the scatter graph tool, the pie graph tool, and then you have the radar graph tool. Right, right. So there's the radar graph tool. So here I'll go in here. I don't need this one any longer. So let me just delete that from here. Then I'll go with my graph tool. So first, that is a column graph tool. So with the column graph tool, like for me to have that, the tree is selected, yes, I just click and drag to draw my column graph. So once you draw that, it brings you this one here, right, this in here. So you can see one, right, one. And then here we can see that this bar, right, so yes, this bar has that is a measurement or this of one. Right, so here I have one here. Okay, I can change it. Let me make it 10. Okay, so once I have that, just hit on enter. It takes me to this one in here. This I can go with 5. Enter. Next I can go with 20. Right, enter, and then maybe I can have another one in there of let's say 7. So once I have all these ones, I just come in here, click on the check mark here to apply. And then once I do this, I have them applied. So you see the first one is 10, and then you can have it here. The second one is 5. You see that here. The third is 20, have this here. And then the other one is 7, we have it here. I can also add another ones in here. So I come to click on this here. I can add 7, enter. I can add maybe 14, enter, right? Can add maybe, let's say, fifth, okay, let me make it 20, enter, and then can go with 3 here, right? And then enter. Once I have that, can come in here to click on the check mark. And then you see I have those ones also here coming with different colors. So all these ones here are columns, right, and rows that you can use to have your charts as your bar charts, right? Yes. So let me clear this. I have this one in here, right? So let me delete this and then try the next one there. So here also I have the start column graph 2, the start column graph 2. So this one here, let me click and drag to draw it, and then this also, they will be stacked on each other, right? They will be stacked on each other. So let me go with this here. I'll go with this 10. Okay. I'll go with this 5. Go with 7, and then 21. So just click on the check mark, and then I have these ones here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, as I've entered in here. So I have the 10, the 5, the 7, and then the 21 of them in here. Now for stacking them on each other, I'll come in for this one here. I'll go with 5, enter. This here, I'll go with 5 as well, enter. This, oh sorry, I made it 1. So let me go with 5, enter. Next one here, I'll go with 15. I'll enter, and then here I'll go with 3, enter. So once I click on the check mark, now I can see the other column that I gave in here, right? They are stacked on these ones in here. So the 5 is stacked on 10, and then we can see it's here 5 on 10 here. That's giving us 15. You can see it from here. Here also we have 5 stacked on 5, and yes, here we have it here. Then the next here we have the 7 stacked on 15, and then we can see that in here, right? Oh sorry, 15 stacked on 7, and then we have the 7, and then we have the 15 stacked on it, and then we have the 21 which has 3 stacked on it, and then you can have that here. So with that, yes, this is not the end. You can still add more stacks in here. So I can go with this, and then I'll add 3 to each. So 3, 3, 3, and then 3 here. Then click on the check mark, yes, and then I have them stacked here. Okay, stacked here. So that's a stacked column graph 2. So we have the bar graph 2, and then we have the stacked bar graph 2. And as I said, these two here, this right, this one goes vertically, and then this goes horizontally. That's the same thing, just that the direction, right? And then this also does the same thing as the stacked column graph do over here, just that this also goes horizontally and this is vertically, right? Yes. So let me clear this from here. I'll go right again. Let me right click, and then this time I'm going with the line graph tool, right? Line graph tool. So this gives a line. So let me go with this, right? The line. Okay. So here I'll give 10, 5, 7, and 3. Can go with, okay, let me add 1. Can go with this in here. Go with 3, 18, 2, 3, okay, 21, and then 4. Oh, okay, 2, no problem. So I have this one here, and then I can see them here. Right? I can add one more line to this. Right, so 7. Okay, 14, 21, 28. Okay. And let me go with 35. Okay, so check that, and then yes, I have this, right? Yes, go straight. Yes, go straight. Yes, basically it's a multiple of 7, so yeah, that's what it should give us, right? Yeah. Okay, so yes, that's the line, right? That's the line, that's the line here, right? The line. So just go with this, clear this in here. So yeah, the other ones in here, right? The area, right? The area graph to, right? The scatter graph, the pie graph, and then the radar graph, right? They all go with those graph options, right? But still, let's still go with this. I'll go with the area here, right? then the area, and go with this be 20, 23. Go with this 10, 7, 22. Okay, so once I check that, yes, can see this ones in here, right? So we have the 20, 23 here, then you have the 10, right, the 7, and then the 22 that is tagged on this one here, right? Yeah, so that is the area graph, right? That's the area graph. So let me clear, oh, cancel. Let me delete this. Okay, then I'll go in for the next, that's the scatter graph. So I draw here, right? I'll scatter, yes, let me scatter, just scatter everything here. I move to this. Let's go with this one here. Okay, I'll have it this way then. Okay, so I have that. That's a scatter graph. Let me delete this one from here. Yes. Then I have this side. Okay. So yes, that one gives you the points right here. So let me go with this, delete that, and then next you have the pie graph tool, right? So this for coming out with something like the pie chart, right? Pie chart. So let me go with this 60. Okay, right. I'm go with this here 20 or 30. Okay. Go with this 15. Okay. Okay, then once I check it, right, yes, it has those ones in there. Right, so there's a 60, 30, right, and then the 15. So there's a 15, right, there's a 30, yeah, and then there's a 60, right? Yes. So it does that based on what you have given in here, like based on what you have given in here. Let me make this 360 here. Okay, then I check that. Right, so yes, now we can see the 15 here, and then sorry, the 30 here, and then the 15 also here. So I can go ahead give let's say 100. Okay, right, then I check that. Right, yes, so yeah, so this doing everything based on the 360, right, that I have in here. Let me delete this, make it 90. Okay, check it out. Yes, and then takes that one also out. So the 90 out of the 360, right? Yeah. So right, that is it for the pie graph tool, right? Pie graph tool, also known as the pie chart. Right? Those of us who did math, right, you know about pie chart. And then the next, yeah, let me delete this in here. Then you have the radar graph tool. So this here, draw this. I have the radar. So here, let me just enter any thing here so that we see how this one also works. Okay. So check that also. Then yes, that gives us something messy here. Right. Okay. So you can see all those ones right entered. Right. Yes. Okay. So let me go back. So this for the first column, and then the second column also has it in here, right? So if I add another one also, that one will also come in here, giving us the points right here, right? That is the radar one in here. So let me delete this one also. Right? So yes, that is our column graph tool, right? And then I'll start column graph, and then all the other tools right underneath, right? Yeah. So next is going to look at the artboard tool, right? Yes, the artboard tool. We have the slice tool, we have the hand tool, and then the zoom tool, right? So you save this one for the next lessons, right? So stay tuned. Always don't forget to like, subscribe, and then possibly you share it. If you have anything, you leave it in the comment section. We'll check that and then respond to that.